My top rated book on Amazon is The Mental Handbook. You want the physical book? This one right here for free. Click the link below and let's get to work on your game.
DreAllDay.com.
What I want to talk about this morning, 3 quick tips about execution. Again, I told you my battery about to die and I'm live streaming, which makes it even worse. What's up, Lamecca? Good morning to you. So I'm going to tell you 3 tips about execution, actually getting things done, making things happen in life. And the first one is this. You are better off doing something badly than planning it perfectly. I know a lot of planners out there. I talk to people almost every day who like, yeah, I thought about doing this, or yeah, I know about doing that. Or I'll give them an idea. They go, oh, yeah, I thought about that. I saw that. I looked into that. I read about that. I heard about that. But they didn't actually do anything. You're better off executing something and having it not be great than planning it 100% perfect, but then you never got anything done. You got to understand, in the world we live in today, the number one factor is speed and attention. Speed and attention. If you are slow to move, somebody else is going to take the money off the table before you can get it, and they're not even as good as you. And if you can't get people's attention, meaning you're not out there in the space so people can actually see what you're doing, there's no way you can sell people anything if you can't get attention. And you do need to be able to sell things, because sales is what drives money. If you want to make money, a sale has to be made. So speed and attention are very important, which means you need to do something badly rather than plan it perfectly. Number 2, when people say, I want to get my knowledge up, I want to learn more, I got to know how to do things. I got to take this course. I got to read this website. I got to go get this book. I got to go talk to this mentor, this guru. Listen, wisdom comes from experience. Wisdom comes from experience. So the people you know who know the most, please tap the screen 500 times, everybody who's watching. The people you know who know the most, or they got the most knowledge, or the people who seem to be the ones everybody wants to go check for and see what they got it because of the things they've done. They got wisdom from experience. They didn't get wisdom because they got a bunch of, people be having a library books behind them. It ain't because they read a whole bunch of books. Yes, books help, but it's what you learn in the book and then what you go do with what you learn in the book that gives you the actual wisdom. The wisdom comes from things that you do, from experience. And usually experiences come from things not going right. Things don't go perfect. Something got messed up. You did something, you executed, and it was bad. Instead of planning it perfect, because listen, you talk to somebody who everything they did in their life went perfect. They never messed anything up. Do you want to talk to them? Maybe you want to hear it because it's entertaining, but listen, you can't relate to that person because we all have messed up. We all have had setbacks. We all had times when things weren't going perfect. Well, so we need to talk to the people who have the wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience comes from things being messed up. So you will gain wisdom and you'll become the person who people want to talk to because, why? You did things. You executed badly. And here's number 3, ideas. I talk to almost everybody I talk to when I talk business. They got an idea. I want to do this. I want to build this brand. I want to start this website. I want to sell these products. I want people to know my name. I want to go do speaking engagements. I want to start this business. They got all these things, all these ideas that they want to do. Let me tell you what ideas are worth. Nothing. Ideas are worth 0. An idea has no value. You can't sell an idea. You can sell an idea, but you can't sell an idea. You can't sell an idea for money. You can sell an idea for somebody's attention and their energy. If you give them an idea, listen, I'm gonna do this, they're gonna watch because they think maybe if they think you're gonna do it, but you can't get any money for an idea. Idea is worth 0. Execution is worth something. Uber was an idea, but it was worth nothing until they started getting cars on the road. Now, American Airlines was a great idea, but it was worth 0 until they got an actual airplane in the air with people paying to be on the plane. Starbucks was a great idea, but it's worth 0 until the guy who started Starbucks, Howard Schultz, went out there and actually started having people in there buying stuff, paying for the coffee or whatever they sell. An idea is worth nothing until you actually execute on it. You must execute on your ideas. Again, execute badly rather than plan perfectly, because a perfect plan, if you die with a perfect plan, what did you achieve? You can't leave that to your kids. You can't pass down ideas to your kids. Your kids can't inherit an idea. Your kids can't eat off. Ain't no trust fund for ideas. There are trust funds for things that got executed on, though. So let me recap those 3 points. I'll take a couple questions. Hopefully my phone don't die while I'm doing this. Execution. Number 1. Let me remember what the 3 points was. Number 1, you are better to do something badly than to plan it perfectly. Number 2, wisdom comes from experience. Experience comes from doing things, usually things that don't go right. And number 3, your idea is worth nothing. Only the execution is worth something. So just because you got a great idea doesn't mean you have anything. You have absolutely nothing. You just got words. Just talk. And we all know what they say about talk. You got to go execute something. So anybody got a question? I'll take a couple questions before we wrap up this morning. This is Dre Baldwin y'all talking to. My Snapchat is at Dre Baldwin. First name, last name is my Snapchat. My website is DreAllDay.com. I got a lot of other stuff I'll do too, but I'll let you go to my website, my Snap, and you'll find out about everything else. Will Smith, all right. How do you determine what your most important task is to work on when you have so many tasks that day? You put them all on a list. You put them all on a list and then you rank them. You decide what's the most important task. So look at the list and you tell yourself, what is the most important task for me? And then what's the number 2? What's the number 3? What's number 4? Then you do number 1, and then you do number 2, then you do number 3. Am I implying you learn more from failure than success? No, I don't have to imply anything, RFan33. I do this professionally. I don't have to imply anything. Only thing I'm telling you is exactly what I said. No implying. All right, thank you. It's the Mumford book. I don't even know what that is. How many goals should you have for a month? As many as you want. Nobody else can tell you how to set your own goals. You got to decide these things. Ain't no guru who can tell you how many goals to have. You set your own goals. So my Snapchat is at Dre Baldwin, website DreAllDay.com. That's where y'all can find me. You got a good question, hit me there. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. If you're on Snapchat, hit me on the Snap. My Snap name is at Dre Baldwin. You already know how that works. And I got a podcast, if you didn't know. It is called Work on Your Game. It is an everyday podcast where I talk about getting yourself into the right mindset, that bulletproof mindset. Getting yourself seen, heard, known, getting the exposure you want, and making things happen in your life instead of waiting for things to happen to or for you. Subscribe to that podcast when you're on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Make sure you check it every single day. Make sure you're subscribed so you catch the heat. Work on your game.
Dre Ball. I feel like Dre Ball. When I feel like Dre Ball. I'm ballin'. I feel like